Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about Aries season. Aries season began on the 20th of March with the vernal equinox and will go until the 19th of April. And when we're talking about Aries season, what we're talking about is the period of time where the sun is in the sign of Aries. Many people consider this to be the zodiac new year, as Aries is that first zodiac sign in the wheel of the zodiac. So Aries is that burst of cardinal fire, that first rush of energy as we project ourselves headfirst into the world. So with this energy, we really want to be thinking of how we want to utilize this, right? We have a really beautiful wellspring of divine masculine energy, being that Aries is ruled by the planet Mars, at our disposal here. So how do we want to utilize it? How do we want to channel this? What do we want to do with this energy? Where in our lives are we looking for a fresh start? Do we have something that we feel a lot of passion and excitement about that we really want to pour this energy into? That is the best way to make use of this Aries season energy. This is going to be an interesting Aries season because we do have Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in the sign of Pisces for the majority of the season, from April 8th until April 16th. With the pinnacle of the energy on the 12th, we're going to be experiencing that incredibly potent and powerful conjunction. And even now, we have Jupiter and Neptune within a few degrees of each other. So we're already we've been feeling that energy. We've been talking about it. And if you guys have not found those videos yet, I did a couple videos on this Jupiter-Neptune conjunction energy that I highly suggest that you check out. I am also going to be doing a Zoom event on April 12th. That's going to be working with the energy of Theta healing in order to help clear the healer's wound. And if you guys aren't familiar with what the healer's wound is, check out those Jupiter conjunct Neptune videos for more information on that. But this is essentially the wound that all healers and light workers carry from when we were persecuted, killed, and harmed in other lifetimes for utilizing our gifts and stepping into our power. So if you guys want more information on that, please check the description box below and how to sign up for that clearing that we're going to be doing on the 12th. But yeah, so this energy, this conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune is taking a little bit of the fire out of the Aries season this year. It's adding a more mystical undertone. It's adding a lot of different energies, and it may be making it a little bit more confusing where it's hard for us to figure out exactly how and where to channel that fire. And so we want to be aware of this, but we also want to be aware, and I apologize that this video is coming out around the 25th. So we're already 5 days into this energy, but we got a few more days to go. From the point where Aries is at, or rather, the sun is at 0 degrees to 9 degrees of Aries, we have a major opening of energy here. And this energy is going to be carried through all the way into next year by the planet Jupiter. We've been talking about Jupiter in relation to his conjunction with Neptune. But Jupiter is also doing a lot of other interesting things as we move through this year. Jupiter's retrograde is going to be in the sign of Aries from 0 to 9 degrees. And during this time, when Jupiter first enters Aries, moves through these first 9 degrees, then moves backwards and then moves back through these energies again, we're going to have sort of a replay and a deeper opening of possibility when it comes to these energies within our own natal charts and within our own lives. And so whatever we start at the beginning of Aries season, during these first 9 degrees of Aries, that energy is going to be carried over by Jupiter as Jupiter transits Aries and then goes retrograde in the sign of Aries. So we have a real opportunity here to select what it is that we want to focus on, that we want Jupiter to add this beautiful and beneficial energy to as we move through the rest of 2022 into 2023. And I'm going to give you guys some exact dates here. So we have Jupiter in the sign of Aries moving for that first 9 degrees of Aries from May 10th to July 29th. And then the retrograde will begin until October 29th. Or actually, the retrograde will be until the 21st. But it's going to be in Aries until the 29th of October. And then from October 29th to December 21st, Jupiter is going to be retrograding back into the sign of Pisces. Then Jupiter will be completing its retrograde and moving forward again. And from December 21st until February 15th, Jupiter will be retracing those first 0 to 9 degrees of Aries. And so every time Jupiter enters back into Aries and goes over these points, we have a deeper opening of possibility that is relating to these energies. And if you want to really see and understand where you're going to be most affected by these energies, you want to check out your own natal chart and look at where you have planets or what house you have between 0 and 9 degrees of Aries. And if you guys don't know this information or how to find this, or you want a more in-depth reading of it, my information's in the description box below. I do live chart readings for people, either with their transiting charts or their natal charts. And so the information on how to set one of those up with me is in the description box below. But this energy point here from 0 to 9 degrees of Aries is very important. And so we're opening up the beginning of that energy now. So pay attention to what you have going on right now, especially if you can compare in your natal chart to where these energies are present. Pay attention to what you're initiating. Pay attention to what you're starting. And make sure that what you're initiating or starting right now is something that you want to see continuing and blossoming and growing. Something that is worthy of the blessing of Jupiter, because Jupiter in Aries is some powerful energy of expansion. It's also going to be a major upgrade for our divine masculine energy. All right. Anything else that we want to say about Aries season? I don't think so. I think we're going to get right into the cards and see what energies want to come up for us. So the first deck that we're going to be using today is the Quantum Oracle. I'm being called to pull some cards from this for you guys. Clear. Tell us about Aries season. During Aries season, we will have the 4/4 portal, as well as the new moon in Aries. And this is going to be a really powerful new moon. That video is going to be out within a couple days of when this one posts. And we will be doing the new moon manifesting ceremony as well. The information to join that is also in the description box below. That is also a live Zoom event. But that's a powerful clearing energy. A clearing and initiating energy with that new moon in Aries. And the 4/4 portal, we're really being asked to, what is the foundation that you want to build? Right? What seeds do you want to plant that you want to grow, that you want to see continue to grow as we move forward from here? Right? Where can you find more courage in your life? Where are you being called to step up and develop courage, right? To walk through your fears. Where are you being called to take initiative and be that catalytic force of change in your own life? So the first card we have out is the Sacred Temple. Let's get a couple here before we... Then we have new supportive connections coming out. I feel like some people, as I'm looking at this, are going to be maybe making a pilgrimage of some sort. And you may meet some people on your travels. So if you have been, and we have milestone coming out, if you have been thinking about traveling, I would say that it's a very good time to do so. Because you're going to meet some powerful connections on those travels. And there's a lot that you're going to gain through this pilgrimage. Whatever it is, it feels like a spiritual pilgrimage to me. But this is also about seeking answers. Seeking answers, going to that place. That's it says here, the sacred temple is the seat of your soul. And it's always available to you as a source of peace, balance, and connection to spirit. You can access this wonderful place by meditating on your own heart center. Receiving this card upright is telling you it's time to do so. And so this is saying it's time to connect with your heart. It's time to connect with your personal power. It's time to realize when we're talking about getting answers, the answers don't come from out there. The answers come from in here. For many people, this is a time where you're going to be getting in touch with your personal Akashic records, right? Your personal Akash. You're going to be getting information. There's information that wants to come to you that is pertinent to you at this time. But you're only going to get it if you're willing to go within your own heart space, if you're willing to meditate and connect. And this is also totally different message here, but this is also about honoring our bodies as a sacred temple. Aries ruling the first house also rules the body. All right. And so it's very much about honoring our sacred temple, the sacred temple of our bodies, honoring the sacred temple of our hearts, honoring the sacredness in absolutely everyone and everything around us, and really connecting with that deeply and coming into this place of personal empowerment, this place where we are seeking the answers from within and we are really connecting to our own truth. Right? This is a time where like the clouds are clearing and we're really being able to differentiate what is my truth and what is somebody else's truth. What is my dream and what is somebody else's dream for me. Right? And to move forward on the path toward our own personal dreams. So really working, it may be time to get an Akashic record reading if you haven't had one before. And there's lots of different ways that people read the Akashic records. I read the Akashic records. I tap into the Akashic field during personal readings sometimes. Some people have just specific types of healing modalities they do that work with the Akash. But you don't necessarily need somebody else to do this. You can tap into your own Akashic records. If you sit and meditate and imagine entering that personal library of information that's contained within your own heart. All right? And I do see people so this is Spirit saying, to shorten up everything I just said, get in touch with your truth, get in touch with what matters to you. All right? And once you get real and get honest and get clear about what it is that you truly desire, what it is that matters to you, the connections, the new supportive connections that you need will come. All right? And you will be able to achieve something really powerful. I see a lot of people during Aries season really achieving some powerful milestones. Whether this is like your first child, your first house that you buy, your first pilgrimage, right? We talked about the sacred pilgrimage, right? A major goal or that you set for yourself that felt massive when you set it, but that you've accomplished and you're seeing the fruits of that accomplishment, right? Graduating college or graduating from some sort of program, taking up some sort of program of study. Even like a milestone can be something like learning how to stand up for yourself, right? Learning how to take back your power. So this is like milestones when it comes to karmic cycles and lessons that we're learning as well. There's just a lot of powerful milestones that people are achieving during Aries season. There's a lot of beautiful supportive connections, helpful people entering our lives during Aries season. But like we said, it's all when we become true to our hearts. And when we learn how to trust ourselves and our own inner guidance system. Peace. Right? I love this. And it's interesting because we talk about Aries being ruled by Mars. And yes, we consider Mars our divine masculine energy, but Mars is also considered to be the god of war. So it's really funny that we have the peace card coming out here. This is really what we're working towards, and we are achieving. We are being given the opportunity to achieve during Aries season. It's a deeper level of peace. And notice this is an intention card. And so what I'm really feeling here is that Spirit wants you to hold peace as your intention as you move through Aries season. Yes, there are going to be moments where we are feeling that fired up energy, right? Where we are feeling that inner warrior being activated. And we may be tempted to act out or lash out or behave in that reckless kind of speak or act now, think later kind of an energy. And so we want to be holding this intention of peace, and we want to be really moving toward peace in all aspects of our lives. Peace does not mean that we compromise ourselves, right? Peace does not mean that we bite our tongue when we should be sticking up for ourselves. It doesn't mean letting people walk all over us. It doesn't mean pretending we're okay when we're not okay. That is not peace. Because peace is something that is achieved both internally and externally. If I am compromising myself to achieve outer peace, my inner peace, it does not exist. And if I don't have inner peace, I cannot truly have outer peace. All right? And so we need to be true to ourselves. That's the first energy out, right? We need to be true to ourselves, but at the same time, we do want this energy. We do want to be cultivating this energy of peace, where we are at peace with our choices. We are at peace with our decisions. We are at peace with the trajectory or the general direction that our lives are headed. And even in the midst of chaos, we are able to find peace. All right, and this is an energy, sort of a prelude to Taurus season, right? Taurus season is all about finding peace and achieving that sense of inner peace, especially in the midst of chaos. So as you move through Aries season, if their tempers are flaring up, right? If things are feeling confusing, right? With all that Neptunian energy in the air, that Piscean energy still in the air, where can you find your peace? How can you return to your peace? What touchstone can you use that brings you back to your peace? How can you be maintaining your vibration and your energetic alignment? And just as I said, how can you do that? I looked down and great gratitude was on the bottom of the deck. So practicing the energy of gratitude is a great way to begin cultivating that inner peace, right? Being grateful for everything in our lives, every situation, every interaction, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because it's all teaching us something. All right, I want to grab a couple of Starseers Tarot for you guys. Clear. Let's talk some more about Aries season. Remember, especially in the beginning, but really all through Aries season, whatever we put our attention and our focus on is going to expand, is going to increase. And so we want to make sure that we are utilizing our attention and our intention in the most empowered way possible. In the most, there's a specific word I'm looking for here. In the most focused way possible. All right, so we have Strength and the Eight of Pentacles coming out with the Three of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this energy of teamwork really coming through here for us. And this is also about perseverance. All right? And this is, once again, your efforts paying off. This is where this milestone energy comes in. All right? When you didn't give up, you didn't back down. You kept moving forward, even when circumstances were challenging. And if circumstances are challenging during Aries season, then this is the guidance. Keep moving forward. All right? Stay strong, stay committed, stay steadfast. Stay focused on your goals and what's important. This Aries season, it really wants us to look at and understand what is important. All right? What is worthy of my time, my energy, and my focus? Which battles are worth fighting? That's a huge lesson that Aries energy needs to learn. Aries is the energy of the warrior, but a warrior without a purpose is fighting everything and everyone. All right, we have to channel that energy into a positive direction. All right, we have to do something with all of that fire, or it's simply going to burn us up. So where are you channeling that energy? All right? And how can you have the strength to stand by? Not stand by. What I'm wanting to say here is, where have you had the strength to keep pressing forward, to remain committed to a goal, regardless of whether you felt supported in that or whether you saw this isn't an instant gratification kind of thing. This is the energy of remaining steadfast and loyal to a cause, to a commitment, to a goal, and seeing it through all the phases into fruition. And now we're coming into the end of that. And this is like where we've learned. And this is very Capricornian energy here. This is where we've learned that energy of commitment, that energy of responsibility. And now it's really, it's bearing some fruit for us during Aries season, during this springtime, right? This spring equinox that we just had. And if it's not bearing fruit yet, it will. So you're being asked to hold on and to continue moving forward. But I definitely feel the energy of people being recognized for their efforts. Then we have the Five of Wands, the Five of Swords, and the Knight of Swords coming out. Okay. Yeah, and this is where this to me speaks to this energy of why the strength was needed as you were staying committed to your path and seeing something through. All right. And this is either past or present. Right? Take it however it's going to resonate, if it's going to resonate. So it's like a lot of energy of this is that energy of overcoming when we're talking about milestones, when it comes to not allowing ourselves to be demeaned, not allowing ourselves to be used, to be walked all over, not allowing ourselves to be taken for granted. It's the energy of, I feel like some high stakes situations where there was a lot of competition. There was a lot of gossip maybe. There was a lot of that our own inner critic, right? Whispering in our ear. This energy, like you really had to be strong, both when it came to the people on the outside, right? Outside people that you were dealing with, and the ways that they were behaving, and your own internal. Like I said, the inner critic as well. The inner critic feels really strong. So for a lot of people, part of the strength, like, it's like yeah, for some, there was this outer controversy that you had to keep pushing through, where people were talking about you. There was possibly a lot of gossip, slander, right? And you had to learn how to move through that. But for others of you, it was like you talking to yourself, comparing yourself to others, saying that you weren't good enough, right? Wondering like why you couldn't do it like them. Or also saying like, why is it working out for so-and-so, but it's not working out for me? Why does so-and-so have this and I don't? Right? Why? It's all of those energies of like, and then the inner critic, that's what this crow is on the shoulder, right? Saying, well, it's because you're not smart enough. It's because you didn't try hard enough. It's because you're not healed enough. It's because. Why don't you? Why are you? All of those energy. All of those energies. And see here, we see this little guy here who set himself free. That's what we're moving toward. All right? And for some people, I feel like part of the frustration was that you had freed yourself and then this energy came back up again. Right? There was a deeper cycle of clearing it. And it was like just this constant energy of berating the self and comparing the self to others. And being really frustrated by it because like we said, for one thing, you thought you'd move past this energy. And for another, it's like we've gotten to the phase, right? And this is where you know that growth has occurred, where it's like this inner critic starts speaking up again, but you know it's not real. You know what they're saying isn't true. And yet, even though you now know completely, you aren't buying into the bullshit anymore. Right? You're not buying into your own bullshit, but at the same time, it's still there, right? That little echo is still there. And so like the frustration of that. But it's like you really chasing your freedom is what it feels like. Where I'm looking at this Knight of Swords and I'm looking at how he's running after that motorcycle. That motorcycle can represent freedom, right? So chasing your freedom. And it's interesting because we got the bird flying overhead here as well. And I think that's what it felt like. It felt like a test of endurance. All right, but ultimately, this is what was achieved. This card, this strength card, can also mean mastery over the mind. All right? The beast that is tamed is the person's own mind. So it's like a deeper level of strength that's attained, but also this level of innocence and freshness that's regained. It's interesting to think about gaining innocence through trials and tribulations, right? Because oftentimes those are the energies that leave us feeling more jaded. But once we've truly learned and internalized the lesson, we don't experience that jaded energy anymore. Yeah, so either during Aries season you're going through this energy, or you're finally breaking through this energy. And it's all going to depend on the individual. There are too many cards. Anything else that wants to come out? Okay, you got the Lovers coming out. So all that hot, passionate energy could be translating into some passionate love affairs as well as we move through Aries season, which is not surprising. We still have Mars and Venus doing their thing as well. They are still conjunct. There's still a lot happening. That new moon in Aries is going to be huge when it comes to relationships, when it comes to commitments. So if you haven't checked out that video yet, if you're watching this video right when I release it, it won't be out yet. But if it's a few days old, then the new moon in Aries video will be out too. And definitely check that out. So there's this energy of being guarded, right? We got the Nine of Wands coming out now. Being guarded when it comes to the heart. But I feel like finally letting someone in. That's what it feels like. I feel like some people, you've been guarded for a reason because you've been waiting. It's not like it's not even a wounded guardian anymore. It's more like, I know my worth and my value and I'm not going to settle. And if you want to pass through this gate, you better be worthy. All right? But really setting those expectations, really having that desire, right? Here we see that desire for fulfillment. We see that desire for passion. That desire, it's like in this card you see you can feel how she really wants to climb in that water. All right, so it's like you've been holding yourself back, but it's the energy is shifting. All right, the energy is shifting from holding yourself back because you're afraid and you don't want to get hurt to holding yourself back because you're waiting for the right person. And you know that you can trust in your own discernment in order to recognize that person, to recognize their worthiness. All right? It's a transformation. That's the transformation from the wounded warrior to the wise warrior. All right? And that's not just when it comes to love, when it comes to anything. This is what we're working with through Aries season. The transformation from the wounded warrior to the wise warrior. All right? We're not acting out of that wounding. We're acting from a place of wisdom and higher knowing. We're acting from here. All right? When we're wounded, we're not able to act from the heart. We're not able to access the heart. We've hidden the heart away. Right? We've built walls around the heart. And so we're operating mostly purely from the head. Purely from memory. Right? But the goal is to tap back into that beautiful heart center. There's way too many cards here. But we do have the wheel with the Page of Wands that popped out. We are going to take that. All right? So this is where we're really stepping forward. Right? This is that dynamic energy of moving, the wheel turning, right? The blessings coming in. The freedom, once again, do you see how free she looks in this picture? There's a beautiful energy of freedom that we're being invited to embrace. All right? So, yeah, there's people that are going to be experiencing healing, I believe, when it comes to relationships. They're going to be experiencing it and really coming to get into a place where they can trust their own discernment when it comes to love, when it comes to all matters of the heart. more deeply. And the message here is that you are like, pay attention to this energy. Accept the fact that you may be transformed, right? That you have a better level of discernment than you did before. All right, it almost feels like there's going to be an opportunity for someone to take a chance in love or to take a chance in any aspect of life. And I feel like that is going to pay off. At the very least, it's going to be a new experience, right? And then we got the Queen of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles came out here. So this is more of that investing into what makes you passionate, growing the things that matter, right? Focusing that fire in a positive and beneficial direction in order to grow something substantial. All right, this is the energy that we're talking about here. The power to create, the power to multiply, the power to expand. All right, then we got this Five of Pentacles over here. All right, that's the energy of loss. That's the energy of defeat. Tell me more about the Five of Pentacles. Why is this here? Give me something more clear. That was clear. All right, we got Justice coming out. All right. So this is you feeling that things are unfair. You getting stuck in this mentality. And by you, I mean whoever this is resonating for. So you getting stuck in this mentality of feeling as if something wasn't fair. Getting like what the message is that's being sent here is, don't waste your time obsessing and ruminating over where it is that you feel that you've been slighted. Over where you feel that injustice has been perpetrated. All right? Know that everybody accrues their own karma and everybody pays the piper. You don't have to worry about that. What does it matter if it doesn't need to happen. People's own justice doesn't need to be served the way that you see fit. All right? People don't have to. This is also the energy of like where we say, well, I can't move on until this person apologizes. I need this person to admit that they were wrong. Right? That's all your ego. All right? I know it sounds harsh to say like that, but that's all ego. All right? If the master knows how to forgive, the master knows how to extract the lesson and the wisdom and to leave all of that frustration, to leave that poor me energy, that victim mentality, that energy of being wronged, knows how to leave that energy, to let that go. To practice acceptance, to practice forgiveness, and to move on. It doesn't matter if the other person ever acknowledges how they made you feel, or what they did, or whether they were wrong. And justice isn't always going to be served up the way that we think it should. All right, remember, that's our own perception, our own perspective. So let that go, because that is what is preventing you from this and this. All right, and isn't this what you want? This freedom. It's like this is another place where we are giving away our freedom. We are letting somebody keep us stuck. We are keeping ourselves stuck, really. Because in a lot of these situations, I feel like the other person isn't even doing anything anymore. All right? Or we're not even involved with them anymore. This is like a past thing that's still weighing on our hearts and minds. We got to let it go. We got to let it go. There's a major lesson here for some people where you feel that, can you let it go if you don't feel that you got the justice that you deserved? If the storyline didn't play out the way that you thought it should? If you feel like something was not morally or ethically right, and yet it's being allowed to stand? Can you move on? Or are you going to it's like self-righteous anger is very, very dangerous. That is a dangerous trap. When anger feels righteous, we hold on to it far more easily than we would otherwise. And it eats us up inside. It steals our joy. So don't let it see Seven of Swords. Don't let it steal your joy. Yeah. Somebody wasn't what they seemed. A situation wasn't what it seemed. And it still may not be. You may think that you understand the situation, but you may not. This is almost like the need to understand a lesson more deeply. Because you think you get it, but you don't. You have not integrated the fullness of the lesson yet. And so there's an opportunity during Aries season to integrate the fullness of the lesson. If you're willing, I feel like for some people, it's like if you're willing to eat a piece of humble pie. Right? In order to counter self-righteous anger and aggression, reactivity, right? Sometimes we need a dose of humility. Yeah. Ace of Swords, the breakthrough. And then once again, Nine of Pentacles, the freedom. All right. And this with the spiral here, this is where we're talking about those milestones of those karmic cycles that are completing. It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of circles in this spiral. All right. But we're finally getting to the point where the light can shine in. Right. Where we can free ourselves from this cycle, from this lesson. This ever-repeating lesson. But we have to be willing to see things from a different perspective. We have to be willing to let go of our perspective, of our truth, even if it means swallowing our pride in the process. All right, and then there's beautiful fulfillment and freedom on the other side of that. Wisdom, right, with the owl. Yeah. Fulfillment. Incredible riches, but the riches, it's the riches of the heart. There is nothing that, like, true freedom. There's nothing, like, you can't put a monetary price on that. And for some people, the Nine of Pentacles, that can represent the energy of being single as well. What do we want to pull to close here? I want to pull a mystical shaman oracle to close. Let's get some closing energy clear for Aries season 2022. Aries season 2022. Closing energy. Got the spiral coming out again. And the coyote. Ooh, all right, we got the trickster. The coyote. This is what we meant with this energy of things are not what they seem. Sometimes something comes in, it appears to throw us off our path. But what it's really doing is helping us to find a shortcut. If we've been wandering the same dusty road year after year and we're not getting anywhere, the coyote may come in to lure us to a different course. And at first it seems like catastrophe. But ultimately, it gives us exactly what we need. It teaches us the lesson we need to learn, even if it does it in mischievous ways. And that's what allows us to move through this spiral like we were talking about. And to graduate to another level of consciousness. All right, so there may be circumstances during Aries season that appear to take us off course, only to get us more firmly on course more quickly than we would have been otherwise. So look out for those hidden blessings. Look out for those hidden lessons. All right, for that switch of perspective that is going to allow you to move into a deeper level of healing. And for some people to graduate a cycle of healing that you've been in for a really long time. All right, you guys, I love you so much. You are incredible. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below and let me know. As I said, my email is down below with a list of the different services that I offer. Please reach out to me if you want to do any one-on-one work with me. There are also links to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. If these videos help you and you wanna throw a little abundance this way, it is greatly appreciated. But just know that your attention, your intention, your energy is the greatest gift and blessing, and it is the only donation that is needed. If you guys want to join that clearing of the healer's wound on April 12th, the information for that is in the description box below. as well as if you're viewing this before the new moon, the information for the new moon ceremony. And for those of you who are viewing this right as it comes out, that new moon video will be out in a couple days. I think that's pretty much it as far as housekeeping notes go. Love you so much. Have a beautiful, empowered, and impactful Aries season, you guys.